There are over 500,000 kids in foster care across the United States, and making sure they're well taken care of takes a village. I'm Erin Lindstrom, and this is Foster Care Aware, a production brought to you by Tidewater Friends of Foster Care with support from the Barry Robinson Center. If you've had it on your heart to become a foster parent, volunteer, donor, advocate, or just want to learn more, you're in the right place. For more information on how to move forward, head to fostercareaware.org/next steps. And now I'm thrilled to share today's segment with you. Hey, I'm Erin Lindstrom, and I am joined by Audra Bullock, the founder and director of Tidewater Friends of Foster Care. And this is a very special segment of Foster Care Aware. So today we are going to be talking a bit about the concept of heroism. And we have a foster and adoptive parent named Doc Dixon, who will be joining us throughout the conversation. We'll be cutting over to a conversation that he had with us to talk a little bit more about this.
Hi, I'm Doc Dixon. If I'm familiar to you at all, it's because you may have seen me on the TV show Penn Teller Fool Us, where magicians try to fool magic icons Penn and Teller. Listen up, I want to tell you about one of the hurdles that I went through in adoption, and it's, I think, a hurdle a lot of people share, and it's the hurdle I call the hero hurdle. Whenever I speak to someone and they find out for the first time that all of my boys came to me through adoption, I often get a response like this, and so does my wife. She gets the same response. Oh, wow, you guys are just so awesome. And my wife and I, we just look at these people, we're grateful. It's nice of them to say that, but hey, we wanted kids. We got them. We're like someone that won the lottery. Nothing heroic about that. We just won the lottery. That's it. We're very blessed to have our children, and adoption is just the way we happen to do it, through that way. And then I realized something. This is the key, and this is what I want to share with you today. There's more than one kind of hero. There is the Batman hero. Then there's the Superman hero. Let me explain. Both of these heroes started out the same way. They decided to be heroes. But then what happened next for Batman? Well, Batman went through decades of physical training, endurance, agility, strength, decades of martial arts training, decades of science training and criminology, and all the things he had to learn to be Batman. Ton of sacrifice. What did Superman have to do? Well, the first thing he did was he decided to be a hero, just like Batman. And then, that's pretty much it. Because Superman quickly realized he was born for the job. That's a lot more like being a foster parent. That's a lot more like adopting. If you want to do it, you're born for the job. Superman didn't have to train.
I think the conversation that Audra and I have started to have around this is it's so interesting because, yes, there are definitely heroic qualities of foster parents who have that calling to make a change in the world and to show up for these kids. And on the other side of this, the child really becomes the hero throughout the process. So Audra, let's dive in. Can you kind of just speak on that for a little bit, and let's talk about the kids in care and how they actually grow into the hero of the story?
Sure. So in superhero comics, right, there's this recurring theme of absent family, right? Through immense struggle and strife comes this amazing superhuman power to be resilient and survive and go and help others, right? So Superman, came to Earth on a pod and had parents find him and adopt him. Batman had his parents die and a housekeeper raised him. Spider-Man had Aunt May and kinship care. So these immense adverse experiences really can lead to some superhuman resiliency. But the common theme for all of these superheroes is they had somebody come and show up. And so as a foster parent, when people say things like, oh, that's so amazing, I couldn't do it, that's a heroic, it doesn't feel heroic. It feels like you're showing up every day, and some days are really, really hard. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're born heroic. I know Doc's going to tell you about Superman and Batman and the differences. And for some, it is absolutely a born in strength to be a foster parent. For people like me, I had to train hard and continue to learn and show up every day and learn that the success and the really healing power is that showing up every day. And now let's talk about the kids, because they really are the true heroes in all of this. Mm-hmm. What they've gone through, and surviving every day and moving forward and learning to trust other people is beyond actually my understanding of how a person, a little person would have such strength, but they do. And the very most amazing thing about these kids is they all come back after they've survived, after they've had somebody show up for them, do it in spades for other children. So when my husband and I licensed as foster parents, the first thing we did, like all these agencies have told you, we went down to the information seminar, and sitting around the table that day, everybody does their little introductions. More than half of the people there were adults that had been in foster care as children, and they were coming to pay it forward to other children. To me, that's the hero.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And we've even heard through Foster Care Aware, like when Lakeisha, our interview with her, hearing about her experience in foster care and how now she wants to be a CASA to kind of give back in that same way. And speaking to Melvin Roy about his journey through foster care and then starting Foster U to give back to the community. It really is this beautiful, it's like a bizarre circle of life thing that happens where you get to kind of pay it forward and plant a seed in someone else. And when you help them, they then have the potential to heal and grow and potentially give back in that way too. So it sounds like being a foster parent really is a way to kind of to pay into that cycle and plant a seed and see what happens and let it grow.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because when we think of superhero stories, not many of us are thinking like, oh, Aunt May, or I can't remember the butler's name in Batman, but we're not like, ooh, they're a hero, but they're parenting. And I think anyone who kind of parents and does that, like, there are days where like you feel like a champion when it is going well, and it has the ups and downs of the hero's journey, kind of holding space for someone else and helping them through their growth and development. So the parents almost become like unsung heroes, but I think as anyone knows who is parenting, it's really not about you at the end of the day. It's about what you're kind of like paying forward. And the more you see your child or anyone's child that you're helping, or really any person in a mentorship role, or even when you're leading a team at work, when you see them succeeding, it's that peaceful, like, oh, yes, like something's happening. I've made a difference here.
Keep in mind, adoption, it's a wonderful thing. I hope you do it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
What we started talking about was how being a foster parent is almost a combination of that. And I think people start in different places, right? Where some people are kind of coming to the plate with, I know I want to do this, and I don't know the next step, but I'm here to learn, with that like superhero calling. And on the other side of that, then we need some of the Batman training. And one of the beautiful things about, the Prospective Parent Program that TFFC is hosting, and all of the agencies that have come to the table that we've spoken to throughout Foster Care Aware, is that they offer support and training for parents. So you don't have to know everything to say yes. It's more like you're saying yes to learning.
That's right. It's an exceptional point. And, I think there's space for everybody. There are those people out there that just naturally know what to do with children that have a trauma history. And I think one of the surprising things for experienced parents when they come to the table of having raised their own children is that raising children with a trauma history is not the same as raising children that have been really nurtured since conception and have, no history, genetic history of toxic stress. It's different, and it requires a different skill set. So there are some of those people that, like me, I'm a data hog. I want to know about everything. Teach me, right? Because then I can feel secure and prepared in what might come. We can't control what comes, but at least I have that sense of security that I got a toolkit to help me in an unknown situation. And then there are others that have the natural ability, and we want everybody, right, Erin? We want everybody. All of those people have space here to help heal these children.
Yep.
We just have to make sure that they're all saying yes, right? I think that was one of Doc's point is that just say yes. And there are people out there that will help you through the journey, support you as much as you need to make sure that you're successful. Because at the end of the day, you're growing heroes, right? You're growing these little people into the heroes that they're meant to be.
Yep. And if you have that calling on your heart, then we are here to support you. And so just saying yes doesn't mean tomorrow you will have a child entering your home. Just saying yes means, okay, I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to learn more. I'm going to join the PPP. I'm going to surround myself, build my village, and step into leadership, because leaders kind of like you grow there. And it's a growth path the same way growing up as a kid is a growth path into adulthood. And this is the village. We are here to support you. So if you do have that on your heart, feel free to check out the PPP and see if that feels right to you. And if you have questions, we're here. Thanks, Audra.
Thanks, Erin.
And thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Doc.
And a big thank you for listening. Foster Care Aware is all about spreading the word about how we can help the kids who are in care in whatever capacity works for you. Tidewater Friends of Foster Care is here to help support you through the journey. Whether you want to be a foster parent, volunteer, donor, or advocate, head on over to fostercareaware.org/nextsteps to learn more.